This is just a quick interruption to let you know about Fairfax Cryobank. I'm obsessed, okay? With the profiles that they have, you could see adult photos, medical history, all kinds of really good stuff, audio files. You get to hear the donor actually speak. You get all these wonderful things that when you're really considering having a baby with somebody, okay, not co-parenting, but carrying on the genes of somebody, the genetics, the DNA, you want to kind of click, right? And Fairfax Cryobank offers so many donor profiles. They have access to all this information and more, like I said, and their customer service is incredible. They can get orders out so quickly for you, get them to your clinic. They're amazing. I love them. I've been working with them for such a long time. They're the ones that helped me have my baby, my second baby. And I can't recommend them enough. They truly are incredible. And I'm so grateful to them for sponsoring this episode. They are amazing. Go check them out. They are offering you, a viewer, listener, 90 days, 3 freaking months of full free access to all the donor profiles. Everything for 90 freaking days. You could have your girlfriends over. You guys could check out the donors. You could have tea, you can have a glass of champagne, whatever floats your boat, okay? It's really a fun thing. You can make it really fun. You can make it personal, do it all by yourself, whatever works. Whatever works for you. I had my best friend look with me, my mom looked with me, and then there was another time that I just wanted to look by myself. I wanted to really feel it out. So whatever works. But if you use Single Mom Mindset 25 altogether, you'll get those 90 days free. That just lets them know that I sent you over there, because I'm always talking about them and hyping them up because they truly are incredible. They helped me grow my family and I owe them that, right? They're amazing. They truly are a really great group of people. So go check them out, check out all the donor profiles, and yeah, good luck on your journey. And if you find your donor from Fairfax, you need to tell me, just so I can give myself a little, that I'm glad that I sent you there and that, I get a tiny little piece of your donor story. Just it's minuscule, but I hold it dear to my heart. So thank you. Go check them out. Thank you to Fairfax Cryobank for sponsoring this video. They're amazing. Go check them out. Back to the show. Hi and welcome back. I feel like it's been a really long time since we've talked on this format at all. It's been probably a month now. It's summer break with the kids. My son is going to be starting school most likely in September. There's a few things we have to figure out before that. He needs to be fully potty trained and able to clean up his own butt after. I don't know how to say that in a nice way. We're not quite there yet. We're trying. So if you guys have any tips and tricks on potty training boys with the number 2, I would love to hear it all, because to be able to go to school, he needs to be fully independent in that area, or at least really close to it, and we're not there yet. So he might miss a year, which is okay because he's not even 4 yet, which technically you're supposed to be 4, but his birthday's so close to when they start that he makes the cutoff. So I don't know, I'm kind of here and there with it. So I'm letting him and his habits kind of decide if he's gonna go or not. But so it's a little life update. We've been spending the entire summer in the pool and doing little activities, and I'm again trying to soak up as much as I can because summer goes by so quick and then they're back in school. So yeah, that's why I've kind of been away, but I've missed you and there's things to talk about. So I'm back and I've had a lot of questions of like, hey, where the F did you go? But just a little disclaimer, I probably won't be back regularly until September every week, just because it's hard to manage with the kids and filming and editing and all the things. So it's best to be following over at Candace Catherine on Instagram and TikTok, because I share a little bit more of the dailies because it's so quick to get out and it's short form. But yeah, that's it. Just to give you a little update, see where we're at and why I haven't been around. There's a lot going on with the business. There's a lot going on with family and kids and life. So that's what's going on. But I did want to talk about something, which is how so many of us wait for permission to do things in life. And I think that's just a common theme as women in general. As millennial women, I think I see it often that we can be afraid to take up space. We can be afraid to break the rules. We can be afraid to speak up for ourselves. There can be a lot of that, and I see it frequently. And when you're choosing to have a baby as a single mom, there's a lot of stigma. There's a lot of opinions. It's a lot. I get it. And none of us, or most of us, I don't know if any of us really, were raised to think that this was an option necessarily, although we are raising our kids to know that they have tons of options, of course. But most of us didn't realize. So when we think of doing something that is opposite of what everyone else is doing, it can feel kind of weird. And when, maybe we don't have a lot of people in our corner that are like, yeah, do it, that's great, or whatever. Or maybe you do, but then you still have that inner dialogue of like, but what if I meet somebody? Or what if now's not the right time? Or what if, right? And that can really hold us back in life because life is freaking short. And if we're waiting for someone's permission, and we're waiting for some huge sign or whatever it is before we do the things, a lot of us do spend our lives waiting. And then we get to 80 and it's like, wait, what the heck? Why was I waiting? Who was I waiting for? Who was coming to tell me what I can and cannot do? And why was I allowing that person to decide these things for me? Why was I giving away my power? So yeah, now this is coming from somebody who, you already know, I was engaged to be married. I was doing the traditional thing. I always thought I was going to have my knight in shining armor. We were going to have the white picket fence. We were going to have the golden retriever. We were going to have all the things. That's what I envisioned because I was sold the same idea as most of you. And yeah, I pretty quickly realized that that's not all it's cracked up to be all the time. And instead of, after my separation, instead of letting, that be my story of like, sad single mom, the stigma, the statistics, blah, 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 life is over. Or, if I want to have more kids, I better hurry up and date somebody, better get married or whatever. And I didn't really want that. Honestly, like I was dating and I was looking around, but it was like, do I want to have to co-parent with somebody else? Because you have to remember at the first part when my ex and I separated, we were doing the custody thing. Custody is a nightmare. Going through the legal system is a nightmare when it comes to family court, okay? And that was terrible. And it was hard on my daughter, and she was a baby still. She was only 1. And that was a really rough time for a long time. It was hella expensive. I don't know if people still say that, but it was hella expensive, okay? And yeah, there was so much. So that's why when people are like, it's expensive to use a donor. In comparison to what? Child custody with an ex? Not so much. It's going to be hard on my kid. As hard as going back and forth 50-50 or 2 days here and then 1 day here and then 3 days here and then now you're here and then, consistency and a regular schedule. Is that going to be harder? I don't know about that. Let's really look at that. It's so easy to buy into the, this is the way it should be done because it's the way it's always been done. But when you really peel back the layers and look at things, has it always been better? Like I'm a child of divorce, okay? Separation. My parents were never married. Whew, taboo, I know, back then. But they were together for like 20 years, okay? Never married, lived together, had the whole, story. We even had a golden retriever at one point, not for long because he pooped on the floor and my parents weren't necessarily equipped, but all that to say they had a marriage per se, right? And when they split up when I was 12, I was with mom during the week, and then every second weekend I went to my dad's, and it was fucking miserable. It was miserable. Like I'm not interested in going back and forth. And at my dad's, I didn't really have a space of my own because we were never really there, right? And he was starting over, and I didn't have my own place, so I didn't feel like it was necessarily my home. And then at home at my mom's, it was like now we're in this like little apartment from, we had a house before that, not that it was a mansion, but it felt bigger, felt like a home, you know, and adjusting to that. And then that was the summer right before going into high school. Like there was so much that was challenging. So it's like when I look at that versus actively choosing to get pregnant and raise a baby with intention and with a plan and with a clear plan of action as a single mom by choice, like which one is better? And I'm going to use air quotes because I don't know that there's ever better or worse. Like there's just, whatever works for you. But subjectively, when you're looking at it for a child, which is the better scenario? Probably the one where mom has a plan and she is like working her butt off to ensure that I am born, and she's got a plan and she's figured it all out. Especially those of you that are inside of the Single Mom by Choice conception formula, SMBC conception formula, link below, which guides you through everything that you need to know. There's new stuff coming out. Please stay tuned. Or if you're in Empowered Mom Mindset, my other program that helps you level up your finances, helps you level up your entire life and get ready for solo motherhood to ensure that you and baby or babies or whatever are in a really good place for a thriving life, whatever that looks like to you, okay? When you're doing that with such intention, how much better is that for a child? Really think about it. Take whatever religious beliefs you might have. Take whatever conditioning that you might have from childhood or whatever, okay? Because been there, okay? Again, another little tangent. My daughter was baptized Catholic, and where we are today, okay? The beliefs that I had then, and this is not to knock on religion, it doesn't really have anything to do with religion, but I'm just saying that it was a very different way of living and way of doing things by the book and doing things the right way, quote unquote, versus the way I'm living my life now. And I'm happier, I'm a better mom. The weight that is just off my shoulders is immeasurable, honestly, in comparison to how my life was before. And when I had that pressure on myself too, like, okay, I should start over, date and find someone, and I want my daughter to have a father figure and all these things, because then eventually my ex was not around at all, and then I put that pressure on myself of like, well, who's going to be like a good father figure, and I don't want to date, like I don't really want to shove some stepdad dude down my kids' throats, and like if I do date, it's going to take a long time before I do that, and like how will I ever be sure, and like all this pressure of like, if I'm going to do it the right way, I better hurry up, or it's all this additional pressure, which I wasn't interested in. Truthfully, I wasn't interested in that. And then again, like I said before, had I, met someone and he was great and whatever, and then we decided to get married or not and have a baby together or whatever and expand our family, and then what if we don't work out? Now I'm co-parenting with 2 men, which I would have survived, sure, yes, but is that ideal for my kid? Probably not, or kids, and I get so many DMs like that, like, hey, I kind of relate to your story, like I had my child from my first or my marriage or whatever it is with my ex, and now I'm considering using a donor, but then how am I going to navigate that? Like my first child sees dad 50-50 or whatever the visitation is, and this new baby is going to be just with me, like how am I going to figure that out? Again, I have resources, SMBC conception formula. We can book a one-on-one if you want. We can talk through these things in a personal way so I can really know your whole story and your family story and your background and everything to be able to really help you in your individual story and situation. But really a blanket statement for that is that you're gonna figure it out. Okay, so if one child is going 1 week to dad's and the other child doesn't have a dad and they're staying home with you, that's their norm. That will always be their norm. And if you make it weird, like, oh my God, do you like hate mommy because you don't have a dad? And Sally does. And like, I'm sorry, like, do you hate? If mom's going off like that, guess what? The kids are going to be like, what the heck? What's wrong? How do we, whatever, right? You get to paint the picture of what it is, right? That's life in general. You get to decide what it looks like. And really, like, I don't want to get too much into like the manifestation and all that, like woo-woo stuff, but truly you get to decide what your life looks like. So with all that said, you would make the best of the situation. Okay. So again, 50-50, that's fine. You just make sure that the one that is going to dad's 50% of the time or whatever, that you not make it up, but that they have a special time just with you when they get back. So then maybe when they get back on Sunday nights, let's say, we'll have it that the other baby who's with you full time, that's donor conceived, is maybe with grandma or with a babysitter, or I don't know, is doing tummy time in the other room with a babysitter on the street, or whatever it is, okay? You figure it out. Again, for your personal circumstances, that's why it's important that we work together so I can really know what your situation is and help you and give you personalized guidance. But, okay, what you can do is then when they come back from dad's, that you guys have a special dinner, or you do a special bath night where it's like bubbles, and maybe you put your swimsuits on or something, that it's a special time, just you two. Okay, so the donor conceived baby who doesn't ever leave is occupied with somebody else, something else, whatever. As they get older, maybe they could have iPad time or whatever it is. And this is when you have your special time just together. Or you do every Sunday night, you guys go out for breakfast, for dinner, or if they come home early enough, you can do brunch, just you two, whatever it is. You can be inventive again. But yeah, making it a special time. And if you're worried about the donor conceived one feeling like, hey, how come I don't get to go to somebody else's house and they do, that's fine too. You find a way that works. Or you explain to them like, hey, this is when we get to have special one-on-one time. How lucky are we that we have this one-on-one time when, what name did I use before? Sally? Something like that, I think. Sally is leaving and then it's just us by ourselves and we get to do stuff that Sally doesn't like to do. Sally really doesn't like doing Play-Doh, or Sally doesn't like eating broccoli. And you and I love broccoli. So we can eat all the broccoli all week that we want, and it's a special time. Or maybe Sally doesn't like Bluey and you like Bluey. So when Sally's not here, we get to watch all the Bluey we could ever imagine. You know what I mean? Like, find a certain special thing. And then, like I said, Sally is envious of the donor conceived baby that doesn't have to leave. We can flip it. And the narrative matters, okay? If we're using, she doesn't have to leave, but you have to leave, kids internalize that, okay? So when we're speaking to Sally, you're so lucky that you get to go. You're so lucky that, you know, at dad's house, there's a pool, or, you know, at dad's house, he lets you eat ice cream. I already know that he lets you eat ice cream like every night. When we're here, we don't eat ice cream every night after dinner. Whatever it is, find something cool. When they're there, they see their aunt or whatever it is, okay? Really work it, okay? Mom, your feelings are put aside. It's all about the kiddo. You make it really, really cool, really, really special. And I know that can be really trying and really difficult, especially if you have a really bad co-parenting relationship. I get it, lived it, experienced it, okay? My parents had a very tumultuous relationship once they split up too, been through it. But from the kids' perspective, it's really important for parents to put their feelings aside, okay? Respect. I know it's hard. It's a challenge, okay? But kids are smart, okay? And they see things, even if they don't say things, okay? They know, okay? Kids know. But what's important is that you remain respectful and you remain the one that they can fall back on, you know, and know that mom was always working on the best case scenario for them, okay? But yeah, really amp it up. How exciting it is that you get to go do that. And when you're here, you know what we do that you're really missing out on is we eat all the broccoli that you hate. You know, something like that. So this one's excited because they love that. This one really doesn't like that and does not understand the appeal whatsoever. So we're not choosing sides. We're not making one's better than the other. We're not doing any of that. Okay, you could do it similar to, you know, one kid's really, really great at this sport. This kid sucks at that sport. How would you play that? Think about it. Right? It's not, well, you're really good and you really suck. Sorry, you're not the athlete. This one is. How would you navigate it? It's kind of similar in that you play up the strengths, you play up the good things, and you try to minimize hurt with still being honest and truthful, you know what I mean, right? But yeah, so it's really possible. There are tons of choice moms that are doing it the co-parenting way, with one kid is going, one kid is not, or two kids are going, one kid is not, whatever the situation, and it works, okay? But you really need to stop waiting for permission. You need to stop. And I'm saying this because I wish somebody had said it to me. Like, I was looking for a me to tell me these things 5 years ago or whatever it was, okay? Because I was always fearful, and it was always like, you know, if somebody would just come to me and be like, okay, 5 years from now, it's all figured out, your family's beautiful, it's great, it's all worked out, you know, you're good, it's great, it's beautiful. Your only regret right now is that you didn't do it earlier, Candace. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm doing that for you, okay? If you have things that are holding you back, it's normal. Depending on what these things are, I can help you. I have resources. Again, they're all below. Shoot me a DM over on Instagram. I'm always around. Shoot me an email, whatever it is. Again, the programs are there. I have free resources. I do book one-on-one calls. It's a bit scarce right now, just again, because of summer vacation and everything with the kids. But I'm doing it sporadically, just to try to fit it in for people, because you guys are my people and I love you and I want to support you and I love our community. So yeah, shoot me a DM. We can figure that out. But just know that I've never met a choice mom or a mom in general that has ever been like, no, I was 100%. Like, I never had doubts. I never worried. I was never, you know, we all are. And then you have the baby, like, again, 10 and almost 4 are my kids. And still, I'm like, what am I doing sometimes? Or I doubt myself, or the way I handle the conflict. I'm like, oh, I could have done better, or oh, was that not the way to do it? Or should I have done that? Should I have let them have that extra bowl of ice cream? Should I not have? It's a lifelong thing as a mom. So why would it be any different pre-conception or even post-conception, right? It's all part of the gig. I don't think any of us ever feels 100% on our mothering for very long. You know, there's always something new coming at us, a new issue. You know, we got the preteen thing going on, you know, like my son almost starting school and he's not pooping on the toilet fully yet. Like there's always something new to stress about. I'm like, am I doing enough? And, you know, whatever, could I do better? And, you know, there's always something, and there always will be. So I don't know if that's reassuring or not. Maybe it's doing the total opposite of what I intend to do to help you. But that's just the truth. It's the reality of it. And you've got this. I'm here. Okay. We can support each other in the comments. Other choice moms that are here, if you want to look at the comments and help some people out too, maybe share your story, that'd be really helpful and beautiful, because our community is rapidly growing and I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of the revolution of motherhood and just the way of just women no longer apologizing or waiting for permission. You don't need anybody else's okay. Okay, you need your own okay. You need to be cool with what you're doing in your life and the choices that you're making. And know that if you ever feel doubts or you need someone to be like, nah, you're good. Hi, I'm here. Okay, you're good. I've got you. We've got you. And yeah, it's a beautiful choice. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, I don't know if I'll be here next week. I'm doing my best. It's not likely, but I will. Videos are going to slowly come back out. And then in September, we're back on it every week. Okay. So I'm wishing you a wonderful summer. I hope you're having a wonderful time. I hope you're getting some sun, some time in with family. And yeah, sending you love. Bye.